My girlfriend said, "It's not cheating, it's polyamory and you have to accept it." I replied, "I'm willing to learn." Then I attended a poly meetup and brought home a new partner. Her face when I introduced her sister wife. I, 31 male, am a project manager. My entire job revolves around risk assessment, resource allocation, and managing stakeholder expectations. You identify a potential problem, you analyze its impact, and you execute a mitigation strategy. It's logical, it's clean. My relationship with Amara, 29, was, for 4 years, my one project that ran itself. It was stable, comfortable. We lived together in my condo, which I own, a detail that becomes very important. She's a graphic designer, very creative, very in the moment. I thought we balanced each other. Then about 3 months ago, the project went off the rails. A new creative director joined her firm. Tian? Suddenly, Amara was all about late-night brainstorming sessions. Her phone, once left casually on the coffee table, was now permanently face down or in her pocket. There was a new perfume. New lingerie. When I asked, it was always, "Kian is just so inspiring, he's pushing my creative boundaries." I wasn't a fool. I knew the signs, but I needed data. Last week she left her laptop open. A chat window was active. It wasn't inspiring, it was graphic. Explicit texts, photos, plans for their future, after she finally handled the Leo situation. My stomach felt like it was full of wet cement. This wasn't a scope creep. This was a catastrophic failure. I waited for her to get home. I didn't yell. I just sat on the couch and waited. "Hey," she said, breezing in. "Tian and I had the best breakthrough on the new campaign." "That's great," I said, my voice dead flat. "Did you also have a breakthrough on how to tell me you've been sleeping with him?" The color drained from her face. The panic was real, but it only lasted a second. Then it was replaced by annoyance, like I was the one creating the problem. "Oh, Leo, don't be so dramatic," she sighed, tossing her keys. "Dramatic? Amara, I saw the messages. You're cheating on me." She crossed her arms. "Ugh, see? This is why I didn't know how to tell you. You're so traditional." "Traditional? For expecting my girlfriend of 4 years not to sleep with her boss? It's not cheating," she said, her voice dripping with condescension. "It's polyamory. I've been doing a lot of reading. Tian is my other partner. He understands the lifestyle. I was just waiting for the right time to introduce you to the concept." I just stared. She was rebranding. She had cheated, gotten caught, and was now trying to rebrand the entire relationship to cover her tracks. You're polyamorous." "Yes, finally," she said, relieved. "I knew you'd get it. Look, I love you. You're my anchor partner. You're my home. Tian, he's different. He's passion. He's creative energy. It doesn't take away from what we have. It just adds. It adds, Tian. And you have to accept it," she said, the steel returning to her voice. "This is who I am. If you love me, you'll be open-minded. This is the new, enlightened way, Leo. Monogamy it's just so possessive." I looked at her, really looked at her. The woman I thought I knew was gone. In her place was this incredibly entitled stranger who had just told me that my feelings were possessive and traditional. She actually thought this would work. She thought she could have her anchor and my condo, my stability, my share of the bills, and her passion, Mr. Creative Energy, and all I had to do was evolve. A switch flipped. Not anger, not sadness, just project management. Risk identified. Amara is a manipulative, entitled cheater. Goal: terminate the project with maximum efficiency and protect my assets. Mitigation strategy: malicious compliance. "Wow," I said, running a hand through my hair. "Polyamory. I never considered that. You're right, I'm being traditional." Her face lit up. Smug. Victorious. "Right? It's okay. It's a lot to take in," she said, patting my arm. "Here, I'll send you some links. There are forums, even meetups. You just have to learn." "You're right," I said, forcing a look of dazed confusion. I'm willing to learn, for us." She beamed. She actually beamed. "Oh, Leo, this is amazing. You're amazing. Look, I'm going to Kian's tonight. We had plans, but you do your research. We'll talk tomorrow. We'll build our new open life." She kissed my cheek and practically skipped out the door. I sat there for a full 10 minutes. The silence in the condo was deafening. Then I picked up my phone. I looked at the meetup link she'd sent. There was one tomorrow night. Then I scrolled to a different number. Zara. My friend from college. She's a regional theater director. A brilliant, sharp, terrifyingly good actress who hates being bored. My text: Hey Z, weird question. How do you feel about enlightened polyamory? And are you free tomorrow night for a starring role in a one-act play titled My Sister Wife? Her reply came 30 seconds later. I'm intrigued. And I'm in. Send me the script. Update 1. It's been 48 hours. I'm running on pure adrenaline and, frankly, a sick sense of satisfaction. Thanks for the comments. To everyone who said, just kick her out, I know. But this isn't just about ending it. It's about making her own the rules she just invented. First, the research. I actually went to the Polyamory meetup. I felt like a spy. It was interesting. In a church basement. A lot of earnest people talking about compersion, the feeling of joy from seeing your partner happy with someone else. Yeah, not feeling that. And kitchen table poly, where everyone hangs out. I wasn't there to pick someone up. I was there to learn the language. I needed to be fluent in their brand of bull. I listened. I took mental notes. The key themes were radical honesty, full transparency, and equality. Perfect. Zara met me for drinks after. I gave her the rundown. So she's not poly, Zara summarized, sipping her old-fashioned. She's just a garden-variety cheater who found a thesaurus. Exactly. And she wants you to be her anchor partner while she has passion with Kian. Bingo. And she's so arrogant she thinks you'll just evolve into her doormat. That's the one. Zara grinned, and it was a little terrifying. Oh, this is delicious. She's not just getting a new sister wife, Leo. She's getting a primary. I'm going to be the most radically honest, fully transparent, emotionally evolved primary she has ever seen. She wants a kitchen table? I'm bringing a full-on banquet. The performance was set for Friday night. Amara came home from work. She'd spent Thursday night at Kian's again. She was glowing, smug. She found me in the kitchen, reading one of the articles she'd sent. Hey, she said, wrapping her arms around me. How's the research? It's eye-opening, I said, playing it cool. I think I get it now. The community, the openness, more love, right? See? She said, kissing me. I knew you'd understand. It's not scary, is it? It's just better, more honest. So honest, I agreed. I'm really glad you're so open-minded, Amara, because I have to be radically honest with you. Of course, baby, that's the rule. Ding dong. Amara frowned. Are we expecting someone? I am, I said. Well, we are. I opened the door. There was Zara. She looked incredible. Flowing dress, confident smile, carrying a stylish overnight bag, and a large box of artisan pastries. Amara's smile froze. Hi. Zara beamed, walking right past me and extending a hand to Amara. You must be Amara. Oh my God, it is so brave and beautiful what you're doing. Leo's told me everything. Amara just blinked. Her hand was half raised. I'm Zara, by the way. Zara continued, setting her bag down like she owned the place. Leo and I just, wow, we clicked at the meetup, and the new partner energy is just off the charts. Zara turned to me. Isn't it, Anchor Baby? I winced. We're workshopping the pet name Z. Right, radical honesty. Amara finally found her voice. It was 2 octaves higher than normal. Leo, what is this? This is Zara, I said, putting my arm around Zara's shoulder. She's my new partner. I guess you'd be her sister wife. That's the term, right? Zara gasped. Oh, are we kitchen table? Or parallel? I so hope we're kitchen table. I brought pistachio croissants for the morning. Do we have a cuddle puddle schedule, or do we just wing it? My last polycule was so disorganized it was all on Google Calendar, which I'm happy to set up. Amara's face went from white to a splotchy, furious red. You went to a meetup and brought someone home? Yeah, I said. Is that wrong? You sent me the link. I was being open-minded. You're not feeling compersion, are you? You look kind of angry. Get her out. She shrieked. It was primal. Whoa, Zara said, putting a hand on her chest, faking hurt. Amara, that's not very enlightened. We're a community. We're supposed to support each other's joy. Get out of my house, Amara screamed at Zara. Actually, I cut in, my voice calm. It's my condo. I'm on the mortgage and title. You're a long-term guest, and Zara is my guest, so no. The look on her face, the enlightened mask didn't just crack, it shattered. This wasn't the plan. The plan was that she got more and I got less. This isn't how it works, she sputtered. Why not? I asked, genuinely curious. You said polyamory, you said openness, you said more love. I'm just following the rules. Your rules. You can't be poly for you and mono for me, Amara. That's not a lifestyle. That's just cheating with a new font. You did this. You did this to punish me. No, I'm just catching up, now I said, turning to Zara. You want tea? Then to Amara. So, about the sleeping arrangements. Tian is your primary passion partner, right? And Zara is mine. So, Zara and I will take the main bedroom. You can have the guest room. That seems equitable, right? We can rotate tomorrow. That was it. She snapped. A long, guttural, no. She grabbed her purse. You're in a hole. Radical honesty, Amara, I called after her. I'm just being radically honest. She slammed the door so hard the artisan mugs on the shelf rattled. My phone immediately blew up. What did you do to Amara? She's hysterical, I replied, just practicing the compassionate polyamory she taught me. We're having a kitchen table meeting tomorrow, 10 a.m. Bring bagels. I blocked him. Zara and I stood in the silence for a second. Then she just cracked up. Oh my God, her face. Zara cackled. 10 out of 10. No notes. She picked up her bag. Well, my work here is done. Call me if you need an encore. She hugged me. You okay, Leo? I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. My hands were shaking. No, I said, but it's a start. She left. I sat on the couch. The project was officially in demolition. Update 2. It's been 2 weeks. The demolition phase is messy. Amara, predictably, has been staying at Kian's. My condo has been blissfully quiet. My phone, however, has been a war zone. After the initial 20-plus missed calls that Friday night, the strategy shifted. Amara and Kian decided they needed to educate me. First, the texts, a solid wall of pseudo-intellectual gaslighting nonsense. Amara, what you did was a mockery. You humiliated me and you disrespected the entire polyamorous community. You're not poly, you're just a spiteful child. Me, I was following your rules. You can't be mad I followed them equally. You're supposed to be my anchor. That means you're the stable one. You're not supposed to just bring home strangers. So, the anchor just anchors while you don't. Got it. That's not polyamory, Amara. That's a boat and a dock. Then the ambush. Sunday afternoon, I'm bagging up some of her clothes, pounding on my door. I look through the peephole. It's Amara. And Kian. He's got a man bun and is wearing a knit cardigan that looks itchy. I open the door, chain on. Leo, man, Kian says, putting a hand up in a peace gesture. I think we need to clear the air. There's been a real breakdown in communication. No, the communication was crystal clear, I said. Amara's sleeping with you. Now I'm sleeping with Zara. We're a polycule. Want to come in and sign up for the Google Calendar? See? See what I mean? Amara shrieked from behind him. He's mocking us. Bro, Kian said, trying to polysplain me. That's not it. What you did bringing in that other woman, that's not what compassionate polyamory is. You created a toxic, hierarchical environment. You didn't prepare Amara. You didn't ease her into it. Wait, I said. How did you prepare me? That's different, Kian said. How? Because our connection was just organic. So organic cheating is fine, but my premeditated polyamory is toxic. Got it. This isn't fair. Amara finally shoved past him. She's not your real partner. You're just doing this to punish me. Kian and I are real. We read The Ethical Slut. We had discussions. You lied, I said, my voice cold. You cheated. You got caught. You tried to remit polyamory to keep my condo and my stability while you slept with him. That's the long and short of it. It's over, Amara. This is the moment the matrix broke. She finally understood. The poly mask didn't just drop. She tore it off. Her face crumpled. No, Leo, no, she sobbed, grabbing my arm. You're right. It was a mistake. I was confused. Kian manipulated me. Kian, to his credit, looked genuinely shocked. What? I manipulated you? You came to me. Shut up, Kian, Amara screamed. This is your fault. She turned back to me, full on tears. Baby, please, I'll break up with him, right now. I don't want to be poly. I just want you. We can go back. Please. Just tell me she's gone. Zara, of course, was never here. She was at a brunch, probably drinking mimosas. It was pathetic. The second she lost control, the second she realized her enlightened plan had backfired, it was all he manipulated me, and I was confused. No, Amara, I said, pulling my arm away. We can't go back. You didn't just cheat. You showed me you think I'm a complete idiot. You don't get to go back. But where will I go? She whispered. I assume you'll go back to Kian's or your mother's, but you're not staying here. You're evicting me? I'm asking my guest, who's no longer welcome, to leave. I looked at both of them. They were still arguing with each other on my doorstep. This has been a great show. Amara, you have 24 hours to schedule a time to get your things. You can bring one person. Kian is not invited. You will be supervised. After that, anything left is considered abandoned. Send me a text with the time. Do not call me again. I shut the door. I could hear her start wailing in the hallway. Now, the dirty trick. You'd think that would be it, right? Wrong. Yesterday I get a call, unknown number. I let it go to voicemail. It's Amara's mom. Darla. Leo, darling, it's Darla. Please call me. Amara's here. She's not well, Leo. She's not well at all. She collapsed. We're so worried. The doctors, they don't know. They mentioned stress. She just keeps asking for you. Please, Leo. She needs you. This Polly thing, it's just confusion from her illness. A mystery illness. A sudden, stress-induced, non-specific collapse. They're trying the sick card, the final, most desperate, entitled play in the book. They really think I'm that stupid. I texted Amara one thing. I'm sorry to hear about your sudden, non-specific illness. I hope you've given your doctors a full history. Your pickup time is tomorrow at noon. My friend Ben will be here to supervise. If you're too ill, your mother can pack for you. Her reply? You're a heartless monster. Project status confirmed. Final update. It's been 2 months. I'm writing this from a new apartment. The last 2 months were a legal education. But I'm finally done. The revenge wasn't one big explosion. It was a series of small, logical, and unavoidable consequences. First, the pickup. Amara showed up at noon as scheduled, not with Kian, but with her mom, Darla. Amara was doing her best impression of a frail Victorian-era invalid. She was pale, easy to do with foundation, moved slowly, and kept sighing. Darla just glared lasers at me. I had my friend Ben there. Ben is a 6'4" accountant who looks like a linebacker. He's the nicest guy in the world, but he's intimidating. He just stood by the door with a clipboard and an inventory list. Amara. Leo, I'm so dizzy. My headaches I'm just so scared. Me, not buying it? Here's the box with your toiletries. Ben has the inventory list. You pack, he checks it off. Sign at the bottom when you're done. You're a monster. A heartless, cold monster. Look at her. She can barely stand. This is your fault. Me, I'm a project manager, Darla. This project failed due to a catastrophic breach of contract. I'm just managing the cleanup and asset reallocation. Then came the artifact. We had this set of 4 artisan ceramic mugs. We'd commissioned them on our 2nd anniversary from a potter. Each one represented a season. They were beautiful, unique, and very symbolic to us. Amara, despite her illness, made a beeline for them. I'm taking these, she said, her voice suddenly much stronger. No, I said. Her head snapped around. What? We bought them together. They're ours. We did, I agreed. They're a set of 4. You broke the set, so we each get 2. I calmly walked over. I took 2 of the mugs, spring and summer, off the shelf. I pushed the other 2, fall and winter, toward her. You can have these. Fair is fair. The symbolism was not lost on her. The sick act completely vaporized. Her face, which had been pale and frail, contorted with pure, unadulterated rage. You can't do that. I just did. Take your 2, Amara, and the rest of your stuff and go. She looked at the 2 mugs in her hand. She looked at the 2 in mine. She let out this hiss. She threw her 2 mugs into a box. I heard one crack, and stormed out the door. So much for being too dizzy to stand. Darla, seeing her sick daughter suddenly find the energy to sprint to the car, just looked deflated. She signed the list and left. But we weren't done. The consequence. We weren't married, so no divorce. But she did try to sue me. About a month ago I got served. Small claims court. She was suing me for $5,000 for unlawful eviction, emotional distress, property damage, theft. She claimed I stole 2 of the $500 mugs. She really inflated that price. The hearing was last week. We both represented ourselves. It was a circus. Amara gave a tearful speech to the judge. Your Honor, he kicked me out with no notice. He brought another woman, a stranger, into our bed just to torture me. He did it out of spite. I was sick with stress. I'm still under a doctor's care. The judge looked at her, then at me. Mr. My last name? And your side of this? Thank you, Your Honor. I stood up. I had my notes. Project management. Your Honor, Miss Amara's last name and I were in a 4-year monogamous relationship. On date, she informed me she was, in fact, in a new, polyamorous relationship with her coworker, Mr. Kian. Amara started to object. That's not. Quiet, ma'am, the judge said. Let him talk. She insisted this was our new relationship dynamic, and I quote, I had to accept it. She called me traditional and possessive for objecting. I have the text messages right here, Your Honor. I provided the printouts. The judge read them. His eyebrows disappeared into his hairline. So, I continued, I did what she asked. I opened my mind. I, too, began a polyamorous relationship. Ms. Amara's last name did not in fact enjoy the equality of that dynamic. She became hostile. The judge, I kid you not, had to cover his mouth to hide a smile. As for the eviction, Your Honor, she was never on the lease. She was a guest in my home. When she unilaterally changed the terms of our relationship to include other men, her guest status was under review. When she became hostile, screaming at my guest, Ms. Zara, that guest status was revoked. I gave her 24 hours to schedule a pickup, which she did. And the mugs? The judge asked, looking at the filing. A jointly purchased gift, Your Honor. A set of 4. I split them 50-50. She received 2. Fair is fair. The judge took a deep breath. He looked at Amara. Ma'am, polyamory, as I understand it, means, well, it means everyone can have other partners. You don't get to be poly while he has to be mono. That's not a legal arrangement. That's just a bad deal for him. But he, and as a guest in his home, not on the lease, he has every right to ask you to leave. Case dismissed. Amara's face. That was the moment. The cold, public legal dismissal of her entire entitled worldview. She got nothing. She tried to argue with the judge. The bailiff had to ask her to step away. The aftermath. I heard from a former mutual friend what happened. Tien dumped Amara hard after she tried to pin her confusion on him. Apparently, he felt she was the toxic one who didn't respect the poly lifestyle, by which he meant she got hysterical when the shoe was on the other foot. He's still at the firm. Her mystery illness miraculously vanished the moment the judge's gavel hit. She had to move back in with her mom, Darla. She lost her anchor partner, me, her passion partner, Kian, and her cool downtown life. She's still at the same firm as Kian, which, yikes. Imagine those creative breakthroughs now. Me, I'm good. I sold the condo, too many memories. I'm in a new place. I took Zara out for a very expensive thank you dinner. We're just friends, but she's a hell of a friend. I still have my 2 mugs. Spring and summer. Seems about right. Time for a new season.